You walk past your dog, and for the first time, you don't look at him. No smile, no good boy, no touch. At first, he thinks maybe you're busy, but then 1 hour passes, then 3, then the entire day. And what happens next is honestly heartbreaking, because your dog doesn't just notice when you ignore him. He feels it deeply, in ways most owners never realize. Some dogs become silent, some become destructive, and some slowly panic without making a sound. But the scariest part? Your dog still loves you the entire time. Today, we're going to see exactly what happens when you ignore your dog for just 1 day, and why experts say even small emotional changes can completely affect your pet's brain and behavior. And trust me, the ending says a lot more about humans than dogs. Imagine waking up tomorrow and your best friend suddenly acts like you don't exist. That's exactly how your dog feels. Dogs are not just animals that live in your house. To them, you are their world, their routine, their comfort, their emotional safety. Your voice matters to them. Your footsteps matter. Even the sound of your keys can change their mood instantly. Scientists have found that dogs react to their owners the same way human babies react to parents. Their brains actually release happy chemicals like oxytocin when they interact with people they love. So when that connection suddenly disappears, your dog notices immediately. The first thing most dogs do is confusion. You'll see them follow you around more than usual. They stare at you longer. They tilt their head. Sometimes they quietly sit nearby waiting for eye contact. And this part is sad. Many dogs think they did something wrong, especially sensitive dogs. If you normally greet your dog every morning but suddenly ignore him completely, he starts trying to fix the situation. Maybe he brings you a toy. Maybe he rolls over. Maybe he licks your hand. He's basically saying, "Please notice me again." And when nothing works, that's when the emotional stress begins. Now, here's something most people don't know. Dogs can actually experience emotional rejection. Not exactly like humans, but close enough that their behavior changes fast. A study showed that ignored dogs often become more anxious and restless within hours. Some start pacing around the house. Some whine quietly. Others suddenly sleep more because they feel emotionally shut down. And then comes the behavior owners usually misunderstand. Destruction, chewed shoes, scratched doors, torn pillows. People think the dog is being bad, but many times the dog is stressed, confused, or emotionally overwhelmed. Think about it this way. Your dog doesn't understand your bad mood. He doesn't know you're tired from work. He doesn't understand silent treatment. All he knows is, the person I trust most suddenly feels cold. And honestly, that can terrify some dogs, especially rescue dogs, dogs with separation anxiety, or dogs that were abandoned before. For those dogs, being ignored can trigger old fear memories again. That's why some dogs become extremely clingy after emotional distance. And others do the opposite. They slowly stop trying. That part hurts the most, because when dogs feel rejected too many times, they sometimes become emotionally withdrawn, less excited, less playful, less expressive, almost like they're protecting themselves from disappointment. But wait, something even stranger happens around the middle of the day. Your dog starts studying you. Seriously, dogs are experts at reading human behavior. They watch body language constantly, your facial expressions, your tone, your movement, even your breathing patterns. Your dog probably understands your emotions better than some people do. So when you ignore him, his brain goes into detective mode. Why is my human acting different? Are they angry? Are they sick? Did I do something bad? And because dogs cannot ask questions, they respond emotionally instead. That's why some dogs suddenly act extra hyper, jumping, barking, zoomies. They're trying to get your attention back any way possible. But other dogs react in complete silence, and those are usually the hardest signs to notice. A quiet dog is not always a calm dog. Sometimes a quiet dog is a sad dog. You might see him lying in another room, not touching his toys, not coming when called immediately, still watching you, but from a distance, almost waiting for things to feel normal again. And here's the scary truth. One day of being ignored won't destroy your dog, but repeated emotional neglect absolutely changes dogs over time. Dogs need affection the same way plants need sunlight. Without emotional connection, their stress levels rise. And long-term stress in dogs can even affect health. Lower appetite, sleep changes, anxiety behaviors, excessive licking, hair loss from stress. Yes, dogs can literally stress themselves sick. Now let's talk about something almost every dog owner has experienced without realizing it. The guilt phase. You know that look. Ears down, slow blinking, avoiding eye contact. People think dogs feel guilty after doing something wrong, but many experts believe dogs are actually reacting to your emotional energy, not their actions. So if you ignore your dog after coming home and seeing a mess, your dog isn't thinking, "I committed a crime." Night comes, the house gets quiet, and this is where most dogs finally stop pretending they're okay. If your dog normally sleeps beside your bed, follows you into your room, or waits for your nightly routine, tonight feels different to him. He notices every missing moment. No belly rub, no good night, no small connection before sleep. And dogs remember routines more than people think. To your dog, routines are emotional signals. Morning greetings means safety. Playtime means bonding. Bedtime affection means everything is okay. So when those moments disappear, your dog's behavior changes in ways that are honestly heartbreaking. Some dogs refuse to sleep properly. They keep getting up to check on you. Some quietly walk to your door and wait. Others curl up alone in unusual places because they feel uncertain. And then there are the dogs who still try one last time. They slowly walk over, rest their head on your leg, or stare at you from across the room. Not because they want food, not because they want toys. They just want reassurance. That's the moment most owners break. Because you suddenly realize something painful. Your dog has been emotionally chasing you all day. And even after being ignored for hours, he still chooses you. That level of loyalty is rare. Actually, it's almost unbelievable when you really think about it. Humans hold grudges. Dogs usually don't. You can accidentally step on their paw, forget their walk for a few hours, ignore them because you're stressed, and somehow they still look at you with love. That's what makes dogs emotionally special. But here's the important part. Just because dogs forgive easily doesn't mean they don't get hurt. A lot of owners think, "My dog is fine. He has food, water, and shelter." But dogs need emotional care too. In fact, many dog behavior experts say mental stimulation and affection are just as important as physical care. And this next part shocks a lot of people. Loneliness can physically affect dogs. Dogs left emotionally isolated for long periods may develop anxiety disorders, depression-like behavior, or destructive habits that become permanent. Some stop responding enthusiastically. Some lose confidence. Some become reactive or fearful. And many owners never realize the cause started with emotional disconnection. Now, obviously, every person gets busy sometimes. Everyone has stressful days. Ignoring your dog for a few hours